Imagine waking up every day with a heavily armed, unpredictable neighbor just miles away. That is the reality for South Korea. The constant threat from North Korea shapes every single military decision they make. Their armed forces are built for a massive, high-intensity conflict that could erupt with little warning. They must be ready to defend against one of the largest standing armies in the world. This single, overwhelming threat requires a military that is large, technologically advanced, and always on high alert. The entire structure of the Republic of Korea Armed Forces is a direct answer to the challenge posed by Pyongyang. Now, consider the Philippines. Its daily threats are vastly different and more complex. Instead of one powerful state adversary, the Philippines faces numerous challenges spread across its vast archipelago of over 7,600 islands. These threats include internal insurgencies, maritime piracy, and territorial disputes with multiple nations in the South China Sea. Manila's military doesn't prepare for one big war. It prepares for many smaller, ongoing fights. Its focus is on internal security, maritime domain awareness, and defending its sovereignty over a huge and difficult-to-patrol area. This requires a flexible, adaptable force that can operate in jungles, cities, and open seas. This fundamental difference in daily threats directly translates into military spending. In 2025, South Korea's defense budget is a colossal figure, expected to be over $50 billion. This massive investment allows them to develop and purchase some of the most advanced military hardware on the planet. They can afford fifth-generation fighter jets, modern submarines, and a powerful domestic defense industry. The Philippines, on the other hand, operates with a much more modest budget, around $5 billion. This means every peso must be spent carefully. They prioritize acquiring versatile, cost-effective equipment that can address their most immediate needs rather than competing with superpowers. The size of their armed forces also tells a story of their strategic priorities. South Korea maintains a large active duty force of over 500,000 personnel, supported by a massive reserve force of nearly 3 million. Every able-bodied man is required to serve, ensuring a deep pool of trained individuals ready for rapid mobilization. This emphasis on mass is a direct counter to North Korea's own huge army. The Philippines has a much leaner active force of around 150,000 soldiers. Their reserve component is smaller and less structured, reflecting a force designed for flexibility and rapid deployment to internal hotspots rather than preparing for a full-scale national defense scenario against a peer competitor. When we look at the armies of South Korea and the Philippines, the difference in their missions becomes crystal clear. The Republic of Korea Army is a heavy-hitting force, designed to stop a massive land invasion in its tracks. Its backbone is a formidable fleet of over 2,000 main battle tanks, including the highly advanced, domestically produced K2 Black Panther. This tank is considered one of the best in the world, combining powerful armament with sophisticated defensive systems. This armored fist is ready to punch through enemy lines and dominate a conventional battlefield, a clear reflection of the kind of war they expect to fight. Supporting these tanks is a truly staggering amount of artillery. South Korea possesses thousands of self-propelled howitzers, like the world-renowned K9 Thunder, and multiple rocket launcher systems. This king of battle is central to their doctrine of delivering overwhelming firepower to decimate enemy formations before they can even get close. Their ground forces are a mechanized behemoth, trained and equipped to fight and win a high-intensity war on the Korean peninsula. Every piece of equipment, from infantry fighting vehicles to attack helicopters, is integrated into this vision of a decisive, large-scale conflict. The Philippine Army, in contrast, is a much lighter and more agile force. Its primary focus for decades has been counterinsurgency warfare, fought in dense jungles and rugged mountains. As a result, it has historically relied on light armored vehicles, like the American-made M113, which are easier to maintain and deploy across its many islands. Heavy main battle tanks were long considered impractical for their needs. Only recently, with the acquisition of the Sabra light tank, have they begun to build a credible armored capability. But it is still focused on infantry support rather than tank-on-tank warfare. Their artillery is also significantly lighter and less numerous. While they are modernizing with new systems like the Atmos 2000 self-propelled howitzer, their inventory is a fraction of South Korea's. The Philippine Army's strength lies not in overwhelming firepower, but in the experience and resilience of its soldiers. They are experts in jungle warfare, small unit tactics, and operating in difficult environments with limited support. Their equipment choices reflect a force that values mobility and sustainability over the sheer destructive power needed for a conventional war against a major power. The seas tell a similar story of divergent priorities. The Republic of Korea Navy, or ROKN, is a premier blue water navy, capable of projecting power far from its shores. Its surface fleet is built around advanced destroyers, most notably the Sejong the Great class. These ships are equipped with the Aegis combat system, making them powerful platforms for air and missile defense, capable of tracking and engaging hundreds of targets simultaneously. They are designed to protect carrier groups, secure sea lanes, and contribute to regional stability, operating as part of a much larger and more complex naval strategy. Furthermore, South Korea operates a sophisticated and growing submarine fleet. This includes the modern Dosanan Changho-class submarines, which are capable of firing submarine-launched ballistic missiles. This gives South Korea a powerful second strike capability, a crucial deterrent against a nuclear-armed North Korea. Their submarine force is quiet, deadly, and represents a significant investment in undersea warfare. The ROKN is a force built to control the seas and deter powerful adversaries, showcasing its status as a major naval power in the Asia-Pacific region. The Philippine Navy is on a very different journey. For many years, it operated with aging vessels, many of them handed down from the United States after World War II. Its primary mission was coastal patrol and maritime law enforcement. However, that is changing rapidly. The centerpiece of its modernization is the acquisition of new purpose-built frigates like the Jose Rizal class. These ships, while smaller and less armed than their South Korean counterparts, represent a massive leap in capability. They are equipped with modern missiles and sensors, finally giving the Philippines a credible surface combatant to patrol its extensive exclusive economic zone. While the Philippines does not yet operate submarines, it is an openly stated ambition. For now, their naval strategy is focused on building a fleet of offshore patrol vessels, corvettes, and fast attack craft. The goal is not to challenge major navies head-on, but to establish a persistent presence in their own waters, deter illegal fishing and incursions, and respond to maritime security threats. Their modernization is about moving from a Coast Guard-like force to a proper navy capable of defending its national interests in the contested waters of the South China Sea. The skies above East Asia are a domain of high technology, and here again, the gap between South Korea and the Philippines is wide. The Republic of Korea Air Force, or ROKAF, is honestly one of the most powerful and advanced air forces in the world. Its crown jewel is its growing fleet of F-35, a Lightning II fifth-generation stealth fighters. These aircraft are nearly invisible to enemy radar, giving South Korea a critical first-look, first-shot advantage in any potential conflict. The F-35 is not just a fighter. It's actually a flying sensor and data hub, able to gather intelligence and share it with other forces on the battlefield. Beyond stealth, the ROKAF operates hundreds of capable fourth-generation fighters, including the F-15K Slam Eagle and the domestically produced KF-21 Boramai, which is, nearing full operational status. This multi-layered force is protected by a dense and sophisticated integrated air defense system. Patriot PAC-3 and the locally developed Cheonggung-2 or MSAM missile systems create a protective bubble over the country, designed to shoot down enemy aircraft, cruise missiles, and even ballistic missiles. This comprehensive approach to air and missile defense is a direct response to the massive missile threat from North Korea. The Philippine Air Force, or PAF, operates on a much smaller scale with a more practical focus. After years without any supersonic fighters, the PAF has rebuilt its air combat capability with a squadron of South Korean-made FA-50PH Fighting Eagles. These are light combat aircraft, excellent for air policing, close air support for ground troops, and maritime patrol. While they are no match for a fifth-generation fighter like the F-35, they provide a credible deterrent and a vital tool for asserting air sovereignty over the Philippine archipelago. The PAF's focus is really on utility and affordability. Manila is also beginning to build its own air defense network. Recent acquisitions include the Israeli-made Spider system, which provides a medium-range air defense capability for the first time. This is, honestly, a crucial step in protecting key bases and strategic locations, but it is a far cry from the nationwide shield that South Korea possesses. In the realm of unmanned technology, both nations are active. South Korea develops high-altitude, long-endurance surveillance drones, while the Philippines is investing in smaller tactical drones for battlefield reconnaissance and maritime surveillance, using new tech to solve very different problems. A nation's military strength is not just about its own hardware, it is also about its friends. South Korea has one of the strongest alliances in the world, a formal mutual defense treaty with the United States. This treaty guarantees that an attack on South Korea is considered an attack on the United States, and tens of thousands of American troops are permanently stationed on the peninsula. This alliance is the bedrock of South Korea's national security, providing a powerful deterrent and access to America's most advanced military technology and intelligence. This formal, rigid alliance really defines their entire strategic posture. The Philippines also has a mutual defense treaty with the United States, but its relationship is more fluid and complex. While the alliance is ironclad, the partnership is evolving into a network of flexible security arrangements. The Philippines is actively strengthening defense ties with other regional powers like Japan, Australia, and even South Korea. This strategy of building a web of informal partnerships allows Manila greater flexibility in responding to a range of security challenges without being locked into a single-minded focus. It's about having many partners for many different problems. Looking ahead, both countries have ambitious plans. South Korea aims to continue its qualitative military edge, investing in its next-generation destroyer program, known as KDDX, acquiring more F-35s, and even exploring the possibility of a domestic aircraft carrier. Their goal is to maintain a force that can not only deter North Korea, but also contribute to regional security as a major middle power. They are a seller of advanced arms, and their industry will continue to innovate and produce world-class equipment that shapes their military's future. The Philippines is in the middle of its Horizon modernization program. Future plans include the acquisition of multi-role fighter aircraft to supplement the FA-50S, more modern naval vessels, and a long-sought-after submarine capability. Each purchase is a calculated step to build a credible defense posture focused on maritime security and territorial defense. In conclusion, South Korea stands as a military powerhouse, armed to the teeth for a specific existential threat. The Philippines, while possessing a far more modest force, is rapidly modernizing and leveraging its critical strategic location to become a key player in regional security. Their missions are different, their challenges are unique, and their paths to security are tailored to their own distinct realities.